Hello everyone, my name is Habiba. I am studying third sem BC at ICCA College, and today I am going to tell you how to create a connection between Visual Studio and SQL Management Studio. So I have Visual Studio 2013. Here you can see Visual Studio and SQL Management Server Studio 2017. So this is my server name. If you want your server name, you just right click register, and here you'll get the server name. Copy it. So this is my database ICCA 2021, and these are the tables: login, student, table, student. So in the column folder you can see the column. Here it appears serial number, int, USN, name, address, date of birth, gender, course, and simultaneously data type which I want. For date of birth I have taken date so that I can get the date, month, year. So here for serial number I have set it as a primary key. Here you can see a key. It indicates we have set it as a primary key. And in the properties I have set serial number identity specification yes. So here you can see if you make it as it increments 1. I don't need to enter it in the form. It automatically gets increment by 1. So this is the table which I have created to enter the student's data. Student detail is my table. So this is my project, and this my form name is controls, and this is the main program, main class called as program. So first of all I'll tell you the controls which I have used here. So USN, name, address, date of birth, gender, these are all labels, and these USN and name holds text fields. So you can get these controls from here. You have to click a view toolbox. All you have to do is just see, for example, I'll take a label, drag it, drop it. That's all you have to do. So I don't want it, I'll just delete it. This is a rich text box. Address has more than 2 or 3 lines, so I have taken it as rich text box. So I want date of birth in terms of date, month, time. I have taken date, time, picker. So here you can see it. Date, time, picker. And for to get gender I have taken radio buttons, and for course I have taken combo box. So here you can see in combo box what all I have given: items, collection. So these all are the options which you get when you click on combo box: BCA, MCA, BCom, BA, and BSc. So this is data grid view, and these all are buttons. So these buttons have events. So here you can see events. So which event is generated is click event. When the button is clicked, a event is generated. I mean generated whenever you click the button, that event gets activated, in other words. So here you can see in the namespace of first WFA there's a class called controls which extends the forms. So SQL connection to connect to database. First of all, I'll tell you how to connect to database. View SQL Explorer. So data connections, add connection. So I'll just copy the name which we copied from SQL server. So when you put your server name, you automatically get the database which and all you have. So here you can see ICCA 2021 is my database. So go to advanced. Here is the string you get, you just copy it. Okay, test the connection, succeeded. Okay, so now here you can see you are connected to database. So this string which you are seeing here is the string which we copied while connecting the database. So here I'll show you. So you can see this. This is the same thing. So here we are passing at the rate because it ignores the special characters which are included in the string. Here you can see there is a character called backslash. So when I remove at symbol, it shows an error. See here, you can see here. So when I put at, it gets removed. Now, here you can see the event generated. So this is the event. So SQL connection dot new connection. This is the string which we copied uh, while connecting. So at this symbol ignores all the special characters present in the string. For example, this. So when we come to control insert, when the insert button is click, button insert click event is generated. Here you can see in the properties click event is generated. So SQL command, it is a class. For that class we are creating an object named CMD. For that we are passing a query insert into student details. This is the table name which is presented SQL server. Values which are we are passing is USN name, address, date of birth, gender, course. Along with that we are passing connection. Connection is the object of SQL connection class. Here you can see that public SQL command, it accepts a string along with SQL connection object. So we are passing here. So here we are passing the parameters. Text ESN is the name of the text field which I have given. So here you can see name, name text ESN. Similarly, I have done with name, address box, and this name text name dot text. Text is the property. So text address, date, time picker, which we are taking the value and we are converting it to date time. So as we have three radio buttons, here we are checking if radio button 1 is checked or selected, we are passing male as parameter. Similarly, if button 2 is checked or selected, we are passing female, else we are passing others. So similarly we are passing for course combo box dot selected items. So as you can see in the properties, I have given items. Here in items in the collection I have given the options as BCA, MCA, which all the options will be selected, those options get inserted. So opening, I am opening the connection. We are executing the query, command object query, connection close. If the insertion is successful, it gives a pop-up, it pop-up some messages. New student database is successfully saved in database. So here there is a function called get details. So this function is called whenever you insert a data of a student or any person in the database, it directly gets saved in database. So that database need to be executed here in the grid. So this function SQL command. So we are passing a query as select star from student details data table dt. We are creating an object for data table class, opening the connection. So data SQL data reader. In that object we are, so here in it contains executed command, I mean which are being executed there, that will be stored in this object. So dt dot load sdr, I mean this query connection close. In this we are passing the dt is the object of data table. So I'll run and show the insertion. So SL number will not be there, as I have already given it as identify, its identifier as auto increment. So here I'm just giving it as SL4, name as Bhavana, Sirigere, and date of birth as 18th June 2003, female. I'll give the option as B. So I'll click the button insert. It shows up messages new student data is successfully saved in database. So here you can see SL number 4044, ESN number 4, Bhavana Sirigere, female, B. So this is the code of insertion. Now I'll tell you the code for selection disk. This is data grid cell click. I mean whenever any of the cell is clicked, all the data in that row will be copied here. For example, I'm clicking on this. All the details of Lata is displayed here. ESN2, name, address, date of birth, gender, and course. So for this, first of all, you need to generate the event called as cell click event. And here you have to choose selection mode as data full row select, and it starts from, so if the row index is 0, we are starting from here. We are creating an object for data grid view as row. So is a serial number, it is, as I have given the auto increment, I'm taking a variable public int d, in which I'm storing the serial number. So all, so the selected rows text will be copied here. So text is in dot text name, and similarly for this. And here I am checking if the selected button is equal to male. I am storing that in a string variable and comparing it. If it is male, then check or select it as radio button 1. If it is female, then 2. If it is others, then radio button 3. Similarly for combo box, so what and all the text will be there in database, that will be copied here. So here I can show you another one time. So whenever I click here, all the details of this will be selected. Similar thing will happen with update. So I'll terminate the running code. When you double click on this, update event is generated. So if D mean serial number is greater than 0, then pass a query as update where all the changes made will be selected. All the changes made will be passed to database. So similarly, copy the code from insert and paste here. All you have to do is just change the code of update. Update table name, student details, set, ESN, name, address, date of birth, gender. I haven't took serial number as I have given it as auto increment. So same code here. If the update is successful, it gives a message as student data is successfully updated. Else it will show the messages select the data to update the select the student to update the data. So show so nothing is selected. I'm trying to update. It shows a messages select a student to update data. Okay. If I click here, here comes self changes yes. So I'll change female. I'll change it to BCA update. The message pops as student data is successfully updated. So here you can see Bhavana S BC. It is updated. You can see this in database also. Just right click. So here you can see the details which we have inserted and even the which we have updated. So now I'll tell you the code for delete. So when we click on delete button, delete. So now I'll tell you about delete. So when we click on delete button, delete tick event is generated. Same code. The thing is we are deleting the whole row in which we have selected. I mean, for example, if here you can see I'm selecting the row this. When I delete, the data is removed. So the data is simultaneously removed from DBMS and from data grid view. Delete where serial number is equal to SL number, and here when we delete, it shows the messages data successfully deleted from the database, and when we don't when it is not deleted, it will show the messages select a student to delete the data. So reset form controls, this function is to clear whenever a data is deleted, it automatically clears the column. So for example, here you can see I'm selecting this delete. It is deleted. When we click OK, the columns get cleared. So thank you.